A lonely old man places a green notebook on a table in a cafe and quietly walks away. On the front cover of the notebook, beautifully etched in copperplate script, are three words: The Authenticity Project. Inside is a confession about the truth of his less than perfect life and an invitation to whoever finds the notebook to be equally honest and write their own unvarnished truth in the notebook. This small notebook creates a ripple effect that changes the lives of six strangers forever. Clare Pooley's novel, The Authenticity Project, reminds us that sometimes the most extraordinary stories happen when we dare to be honest and real. It's time to switch on the reading lamp. Hello, Masavari, and on this channel, I review books and talk about reading in general. Let's look at the details of today's book.
Facts and Figures.
The Authenticity Project is a fiction novel by author Clare Pooley. It was published in 2021 by Black Swan Publishers. 416 pages long, available in paperback, hardcover, Kindle, and audiobook formats. The link to buy the book is in the first pinned comment and in the description below the video. Now, the actual contents of the book. But no spoilers, no worries. Just
The cover story.
one day, Monica, a cafe owner, finds a small green notebook left behind on one of the tables at her cafe. At first, she thinks the old gentleman who'd been sitting at that particular table has forgotten it, and she runs after him to return it. But he's already disappeared. It's a plain green exercise book, nothing fancy, but on its cover, the words The Authenticity Project are written in a beautiful flowy script. She peeks inside the notebook to check if there's a name or an address on which she can return the book. Instead, inside, she finds an honest confession written by a man in his 70s who once used to be a famous artist with a flamboyant lifestyle. Although he still dresses with a sharp sense of style, underneath the colorful scarves and elegant coats, he hides a deep loneliness and a longing for genuine connection. He ends his confession with a note to whoever has found the notebook that they are free to chuck the notebook into recycling if they wish, or to tell their own truth and pass the notebook on to another stranger. Monica is moved by his candid confession about his loneliness. She decides to take up his challenge. She writes her own honest truth in the notebook, admitting her longing for love and a family of her own, and then leaves it somewhere in a new place for someone else to find. But she doesn't just stop there. What Julian Jessup doesn't expect when he leaves the notebook in her cafe is that Monica would track him down after finding it. She feels a pull to help Julian, so she reaches out and begins drawing him into her world without letting him know that she's the one who found the notebook and has read it. That decision ends up linking together a motley group of characters whose lives intertwine and change for the better. Here's why I chose this novel for today's episode.
Speaking My Mind.
The Authenticity Project is neither the latest fiction novel nor is it some obscure book that I suddenly discovered. It's been around for a while. In fact, the first time I read it was a couple of years ago, and plenty of people have talked about it already. Yet I felt like I must talk about this novel sometime on the reading lamp, so why not this week? Because this week I was in the mood for a feel good story that is not sugary sweet but still has warmth and humor and just enough emotional depth for you to keep turning the pages. I'll give you four reasons why the Authenticity Project is one of my favorite reads. 1. The fresh premise. An ordinary green notebook that invites people to share their deepest feelings without self consciousness or pretense. It pushes them to confront reality and becomes a catalyst for change. That is such a novel and intriguing idea. It also keeps you wondering about who's next and what they are going to write in the notebook. 2. Endearing characters. From flamboyant, slightly selfish Julian to grounded, caring Monica to a stressed out social media influencer or a charming but reckless man battling with addiction. Each character has their own quirks and flaws that make them interesting. 3. Relatable themes. Through the confessions and story arcs of the different characters, the novel explores universal themes like loneliness, love, friendship, and the courage it takes to be authentic and honest. 4. The feel good factor. The predominant thought in the novel is that life can be messy and hard and complicated, but it's never too late for you to rewrite your story. It inspires you to be honest and brave. That instead of burying your head in sand, take a good look at yourself, at your life, and make the changes that you know you should. It also shows you how important it is to connect with other people and give as well as accept help. It's a novel that will leave you feeling optimistic and hopeful and believing in second chances. Yes, it may feel a bit oversimplistic, with problems getting resolved and tied with a neat bow. But why not? As I said earlier, this is a book for those times when you need something uplifting and positive. Plus, it's written in a subtly humorous tone, which will keep you reading with a half smile on your face throughout. To demonstrate that point, I'll read out a small section close to the beginning of the novel itself.
Quote unquote.
Okay, so Monica Googles Julian Jessup after reading his diary entry and finds a picture of him when he was much younger and in the prime of his career and life. So Clare Pooley writes, there he was, the man she'd seen in her cafe yesterday morning, but all smoothed out, like a raisin turned back into a grape. That is such a cute and perfect analogy. It exactly captures that rewind factor of looking at younger pictures of people you've known only as much older adults. Now, the LINEDSCAPE rating of today's book.
LINEDSCAPE Rating.
Up there is a link to the video that explains my LINEDSCAPE book rating system. Today, the all the different parameters are rated 7 or 8. The overall score is a 77 over 100, which makes it a 4-star book. Now it's time to put my thoughts.
In a nutshell.
The Authenticity Project by Clare Pooley is a light-hearted, uplifting novel with the unusual premise of a notebook that passes from one person to another, prompting them to be honest about their deepest feelings and inspiring them to help the others who have written in the notebook before them. The book is not completely without flaws in that it may be a little too simplistic, but if you need a boost of good old optimism and feel good factor, you should read this 4-star novel. If you have read the novel already, please do share your thoughts about it in the comments below the video. I'd love to hear from you. Do visit the Reading Lamp every week for a fresh book review. If you liked this episode, please give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell icon so you never miss an episode, and share with your friends and family. The more the merrier. This is Asavari signing off for now. Until the next time, have fun under the reading lamp. Switch on, read on.